Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I have my go-to holiday makeup tutorial for you. So as you may or may not know, I recently went on holiday with my lovely boyfriend Luke for a little bit. I went down to Busselton. We had a really nice time, and I thought I'd share with you the makeup that I wore on a day-to-day basis whilst I was down there. It's very simple, it's quick, and it's easy. I did experience quite a few technical difficulties with this video, being with the lighting. It was very up and down, hit and miss, so I'm sorry about that. The first portion of this, well, the first half of this video will be probably a little bit up and down, so I'm sorry about that. I did the best I could with where I am. I'm currently staying at my boyfriend's house, so I don't really have a lot of places to film. I'm not in my normal filming area, so it was a little bit difficult, but alas, those problems aside, I really hope you enjoy watching this tutorial. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so I'm first going to be starting off with my Nivea Men Aftershave Balm. I finally got some more of this and I'm super happy about it. So I only take a little bit. This is probably even a little bit too much. And I just put it on my nose because that's the oiliest point of my face. Put a little bit on my cheeks as well, but not too much. I'm only doing this because I have so much in my hand, and I'm just going to put the rest on my forehead and chin. I'm going to take my L'Oreal Base Magique Transforming Smoothing Primer. I'm just going to take a little bit of this. This really helps to fill in my pores, making them not so large, and so the makeup kind of sits more on top of the primer than on my skin. Please ignore that text message notification. So I just put a little bit of this on my forehead. Oh, a little much. Oh, cheeks, chin, and my nose. So obviously my whole face. And then I just go ahead and rub that in with my fingers. Please make sure you have clean hands. Okay, once I have that all rubbed in, I move on to foundation. My two go-to foundations have been my L'Oreal True Match and my L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow. Now I do have to mix these together just because this is a little bit too pinky for my skin, and this has a nice yellow undertone. I use this foundation alone when I am fake tanned, but right now I'm a pasty white pale girl. So we're gonna have to mix these together a little bit. I don't add too much, like half a drop of this is enough. And yeah, I've just been reaching for this combo the most because it gives me the most coverage. I'm finding that my skin is not the best at the moment, so this is what helps my skin look airbrush and flawless. And I've just found that this combination, or these two separate foundations in general, have been the best for my skin, have made products blend really nicely on top of them. So yeah, now that I have my foundation mix, I'm going to be taking my damp sponge and applying it with that. Now that my foundation is on, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer in the shade 15 Fair. I'm going to be putting this under my eyes. On my forehead, chin, a tiny bit, cupid bow, a little bit down the center of my nose. And then I'm just going to be taking my sponge again to blend that out. Now I want my face looking a little bit more highlighted, so I'm just going to be taking my Maybelline Mask Concealer a little bit and putting that a little bit more under my eyes just to brighten up the center of my face a little more. Forehead, above my brow, basically the same places we just put it with that other concealer, just to brighten everything up that little bit more. Now that I feel like my face is looking a little bit more bright and sculpted, we're going to move on to powder. Now for powder, I'm taking my go-to and trusty Rimmel Stay Matte powder along with my powder puff. So I'm just going to start by patting under my eyes to get any creases out, and I'm going to go ahead and take the powder puff with the powder on it and just pop that right underneath my eye. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with the powder puff and powder. Now that I have my powder on and my face is all set, I like to take a big fluffy powder brush and just brush away any excess powders on my face. Now it's time for bronzer. This is personally one of my favorite steps because I feel like your face goes from 2D to 3D and it just gives your face a lot of dimension, and I just like adding a little bit of color to my face. Now I have absolutely been loving an old school bronzer. This is the Choose Cheeky Mosaic Bronzer in medium brown. This is what it looks like on the inside. I absolutely love and adore it. It's actually so super gorgeous. As you can see, it's been loved and adored. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in there. My brush is the Real Techniques Bold Metals in 300. My go-to personal favorite bronzer brush. I've been absolutely loving this. It does like all the work for you and it's just like effortless. I absolutely love it. So what I do with this bronzer is I just go around my hairline and then I just take it right on my cheekbones just to give that a bit of definition and also just to give my face a bit more of a sun-kissed glow. Now I just take whatever is left over on the brush and I just really lightly run that down the sides of my nose and the tip of my nose too. Now I'm moving on to blush. This is one of my personal favorite blushes. This is the NYX blush in Apricot. I don't tend to stray too far away from this blush because I know what works for me. I really do need to reach out more and try some new things, so that will be coming soon. I'm going to expand a little more, get out of my comfort zone and try some new things. I've been wanting to for a while, but you know, there are restrictions, you know, money and stuff like that. So this is what we're going to be using today. This is the NYX Apricot blush. Right? Yeah. I just like to apply this to the uppies of my I like to apply this to the uppies of my cheeks. I just like to apply this to the apples of my cheeks and then blend backwards. Now it's time for eyeshadow. So my go-to palette whilst I was on holiday was my Chi Chi Aphrodite palette. Now some of you may or may not know, you may or may not have watched the video, but in my first video with this palette, which was my Chi Chi review, I'll link it above for you guys if you want to watch it. I said the name of the palette wrong. I was calling it Aphrodite. It's Aphrodite. Aphrodite, not Aphrodite. So don't judge me too hardcore for that because I'm a little slow. And I should have realised, but you know what, I'm realising now, so it's fine. It's the Aphrodite palette. As you can see, I have used this palette quite a bit. Now the first colour I'm going to take is this colour right here. It's just a really soft neutral brown. And this is just going to be my transition shade, so I'm going to run this through my crease and outer corner. Oh, and I'm just using my Zoeva 228 Luxe crease brush for this. Okay, so as you can see, I have had to move location. The sun is being a real pain in the butt, and I'm really sorry if some of the lighting in this video is not the best. I'm having a really tough time today with lighting. I use natural light. I don't have any artificial light that I can use. So it's proving difficult. The sun keeps going behind clouds and stuff like that. And the location where I was just kept going really, really dark and was not good for video purposes. So I've moved location, the background is not ideal, but hopefully it's okay for you guys. It's frustrating me more than it's frustrating you. So I'll just reiterate to you guys what I've just done so that you know, just in case you skipped over that part of the video because of the lighting. So what I just did was put this cool toned brown in my crease, inner corner to outer corner as a transition shade, and now I'm just going in with this peachy shade right there, and that's going again in the crease, inner corner to outer corner. So I'm going to finish that step now. Okay, now that I have that shade on, I'm going to take a different brush. Now I'm going to be taking my Luxe Petite Crease brush from Zoeva. This is 231, it just looks like this. And the next shade I'm going to be taking is this pinky shade right here in the middle of the palette. This is going to be going in my crease and outer corner. now that I have that colour on, I'm going to be taking this deeper pink shade down here. I'm just focusing this more on the outer corner and the inner corner and just blending it very lightly through the crease. Now I'm just going to be taking a clean fluffy brush and going and blending around the edges, just making sure they're not so harsh. Now that we have our edges all nice and blended, I'm going to go in with a darker shade just to really define the crease inner corner to outer corner. So I'm going to be going in with this chocolatey brown shade down here. And I'm going to mix it a little bit with this more plum shade here. This is all about strategic placement now. So right on the outer corner. Now that we have that colour on, I'm just going to go back in with the fluffy brush and blend everything out to make sure everything's seamless, there's no harsh lines, etc. So now I'm going to be taking my Zoeva Luxe Smoky Shader Brush, just looks like this, flat dense brush, and I'm going to be taking these two shades right here up the top, and I'm just going to be spraying my brush with a little bit of BH Cosmetics Makeup Setting Spray. And then I'm just going to be popping that on the center of my both eyelids. I'm just going to be taking my finger and patting out the edges just to diffuse them a little. Then I'm going to go back in with that brush that we just used and pat on any colour that has dissipated. Now I'm just going to move on to the lower lash line because my eyes are complete, and I'm just going to be taking this shade here again from the palette and just running that on my lower lash line. Now that that is done, it's time to move on to my favourite thing I've been absolutely loving, highlighter. Obviously it's no secret that I love highlighter, like everyone loves highlighter, let's be honest, like highlighter is amazing, it just makes your face look amazing. But I have been kind of doing a little bit of a different technique with my highlighter of late, and it's become my go-to and what I do every day. So I am going to be using my Physicians Formula highlighter. It just looks like this. It's a really nice highlighter. It can be quite subtle, but it's also quite buildable, so you can make it look intense or you can have it look more subtle. So what I've been really loving to do is take some of the highlighter, start on my nose. I like to put some above my brow, which I don't normally do, but again I have been trying out something a little more. I've basically been trying to make my skin look more glowy because I feel like having oily skin and using a mattifying powder, it can make your face look a bit 2D and a bit meh and a bit, you know. So I've been wanting to make my face look a bit more glowing and alive, and by doing this with my highlighter, I've been able to make my face, well basically I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. And then a little bit on my forehead. I never used to highlight my forehead because I have a big forehead, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna make me look more oily. But no, it actually looks really nice. Then obviously Cupid's bow like normal. I never used to do my chin either, but I put a little bit on my chin too. And then obviously my cheekbones. I'm going to take this brush again, which has the same colours on it that we use on our eyelids for our halo eye. I'm just going to be putting this in my inner corners. Now I'm just going to hop off camera and do my mascara because you've seen that about a billion times. You probably don't need to see it again. Okay, so now I am back. I have my mascara on and it's time to apply some lipstick. So this is the BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Serena. It's a really nice pale pink shade. Now that I have this shade on, I feel like it's a little bit too pink, so I'm going to take this Nutrimedix lipstick in the shade Cupcake. It just looks like this. I'm just going to be applying that to my lips. Now because that has a more purpley undertone to it, I feel like that kind of muted the pink a little bit and it works really well. So this, guys, is the completed look. Okay guys, so that is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Also, all my social media links will be in the description box as always and on the end card. So if you'd like to go follow me on any of those, please feel free to. Again, thank you so much for watching. Bye!